sometimes I think we get so distracted that we may not even really understand the needs that we have. How would we ever turn to Jesus for those needs? Sometimes I think we are so conditioned to meet our needs in our own strength that we don't ask our second question. Whatever needs you recognize in your life, where are you turning? Places. Many places to either meet the need, or sometimes in case are we turning to our own needs? Not just the big needs, but the little needs. He wants you to show that reliance on him. He delights in you showing that reliance upon him. He wants to see your faith. He wants you to show faith. Which leads us to our third question. How would you describe your level of faith in Jesus? The centurion had so much faith that he first turned to Jesus. He didn't need to come to his house because he knew the power that Jesus possessed. And third, he didn't even feel like he needed to go and actually meet with him personally because he wasn't worthy. When we go through challenges and we have needs, are we showing faith? Because there can be a separation between turning to Jesus and showing faith in Jesus. We can turn to Jesus all day long, but if we don't actually trust that he can do something about what we're doing, then all we're doing is just giving him lip service, not actually believing his power. Your faith is directly correlated to your knowledge of him. If you believe that Jesus is who he says he is, that he has the power that he says that he has, and that he wants to meet the needs in your life, you ought to turn to him and give him your needs, and then show faith that he will work in those needs. So not only faith that he will work in those needs, but the outcome of those needs are exactly what he deems appropriate and best. Many people feel burned by God because they hold God to an expectation of what they want him to do rather than what God has in his will. As you have needs in your life, understand that God is a good God. That God does things for a purpose, a sovereign purpose in which he is accomplishing all things. And we are a part of that. And whereas, yes, he delights in us turning to him, and yes, he provides for us good things, we have to trust that what happens in our lives is because God has a purpose behind that. So even if your need may not be met in the way that you wish your need to be met, does not mean that God is not working. It does not mean that God has failed within his faithfulness. Do not let your faith slip because of this. Fourth and finally this morning, would Jesus marvel at your faith? What a compliment to the centurion, and what a compliment that we should all strive for. If Jesus were to come down and speak to you today, would he marvel at your faith? Turn to others and tell them that I have not seen such a great faith, no, not in Israel. And as we have needs, challenges, as we need help, whatever the case, may we turn to Jesus and show great faith in him. Let's pray. Father, I thank you for us. Lord, there are many instances of believers showing this faith. Lord, it's recorded for us in your word as encouragement, but also a challenge. Lord, may we show great faith in you. May we be those who you would marvel at our faith, not in the sense of pride, but Lord, in the sense of our deep trust and faith in you.
to the same.